What are you worried about, Marky? If this deal wasn't cool, I wouldn't go anywhere near it. And if something does go wrong, we'll be in it together.
Wild sat in first place. He had finally beaten his brother, a feat he had failed to do so many times before. And so as Wild reached the end of the track, he won the Junkyard realm AcceleRacers. As all the racers finished their realm, Vert again thought he was last place. But he didn't know Kurt was still in the realm.
Last place again.
Believe it?
Time went on as no new realms went by and Vert was stuck in his mind. He felt depressed, like he could have done something more for the others. Maybe if he wasn't so focused on winning, he could have saved Kadeem, and yet he didn't. He couldn't. And now that Kurt was stuck in the Junkyard realm, it made it hit harder. Maybe this time he would try something. Maybe next realm he would try to save Kadeem and Kurt. If he couldn't race to win, he could race to help his fellow drivers. And so Vert went to Tesla to ask what happened to Kurt, and Tesla told him that Kurt had been captured by the drones. Tesla implied that Kurt needed to be saved. Maybe it was because he was one of the best drivers in the pack, maybe it wasn't. But this was out of the ordinary for Tesla to imply, and so Vert devised a plan. Vert needed to atone for his failure of Kadeem, and so he needed to save Kurt. He brought the teams together and asked for help to save Kurt Wild. Obviously Torque was skeptical, but Torque was a leader. He always did the right thing, and so he was welded. Nolo was the same, except he revealed that Kurt had been like his older brother, and that the decision to save him would help him find his own groove as a leader. And as for Wild, he didn't care. He would probably sit back in the next realm and do nothing. As time passed, all the other drivers had been giving him flack for being such a good leader, leaving his brother behind. And so as the ultimate race came, all the drivers except Wild entered the realm, and left the same realm going to the drone's headquarters. Vert went on to save Kurt Wild, but something had changed. He was in a coat of armor, like he was Z36 again. He took his helmet off, revealing that he was struggling. Gloria must have planted some robotic mind control in Kurt, and he was struggling to control his mind. He was in the same position as he was in the world race. He didn't want to work for Galorum, but he had to. Vert dodged a blow from Kurt when Kadeem suddenly jumped in and grabbed Vert by the throat. Kadeem saw that it was Vert. Vert explained that he had tried to save Kadeem and that he was here to save Kurt. Kadeem jumped away, ashamed. Vert looked over to Kurt, explaining that he had to save Kadeem, and if there was a bit of humanity left in Kurt, he would help too. Vert reached the highest platform where Kadeem suddenly grabbed him again, threatening to throw him over the ledge for not saving him earlier when Kurt hit Kadeem onto the ledge. But Kurt and Vert desperately wanted to save Kadeem, but he had hurt his friend and he wasn't human anymore. He was transformed. He didn't feel like Kadeem. And so...
Kadeem, it's not too late. Come back with us.
Kadeem is gone!
As the rescue operation was executed, there was only one man who could race in the ultimate race, and that was Wild. Wild was falling behind in his racing because he had no focus. He had no brother to compete against, he had no brother to drive nor compare himself to. And suddenly all the feelings of regret came a hold of him. He had a flashback of him and his brother. He loved his brother. They were just going through a rough patch. He should have never hurt Kurt nor abandoned him, even if Kurt would have done the same thing. They were all each other had left of family, and you always stuck with family. And so if he couldn't race with rage against Kurt, he could race with love for Kurt, to atone for what he did. And so as Galorn was ahead of Wild, he slammed his nitro. Hey guys, this has been one of the most requested videos, and it just took a long time to make, to find the clips, to figure out what the characters would do, and I'll explain it all now. So basically, if Kurt was lost in the realms, I do think Vert would initiate the rescue operation, since Kadim, he couldn't save Kadim before and everyone just forgot about Kadim. Obviously Vert hasn't forgotten about Kadim, and if someone else was left in the realm, then Vert would feel like he has to do something, since he couldn't save Kadim before and he has to atone for what he did. As for Wild, I do think his rage would last for a while, and that regret wouldn't come until later, which is why he doesn't want to go on the rescue operation, and which is why he's the only one left in the Accelerome to race in the ultimate race. And I do find it very good that in most instances where Wild is racing in the realms with Kurt, he's always focusing just on Kurt, on getting revenge. But since there is no Kurt in the ultimate race and it's only Galorem, Wild has to focus in a different way, and in that way he still focuses on his brother, but he races for his brother and not against him, which is kind of pretty good symbolism, if I say so myself. Also, with Vert saving Kadim, obviously it's and Kurt, obviously Kurt transforming into Z36 again is a callback to the world race, and also like how he doesn't want to work alone but he has to, and everything is just, he's just struggling with his mind control. He doesn't actually do that anything to Vert because he's just trying to control his mind. And as for Kadim, Kadim would be ashamed for what he is. He might have got saved, he might have not, but I feel like he would regret way more if he saw Vert than compared to when Kurt saved him, because it would make Kadim realize just how far he's gone, that he's actually hurt his friends. And yeah, thanks for watching.